good morning across Europe. Today's topic is cyber risk in the connected car ecosystem. And first of all, I would like to make you familiar with what we want to talk about later on. Here are some main discussion points presented by the Allianz CEOs.
And just as a traditional computer networks became a target for cyber attacks, vehicles are likewise increasingly exposed to cyber risks.
If a hacker attack causes an accident that injures people and damages one's own vehicle or someone else's generally, all of the Allianz Group's European subsidiaries would provide insurance coverages, and vehicle insurance takes care of the financial loss.
It must be ensured that the highest available cybersecurity standards are in place for the IT systems in the cars, but also when it comes to treating customer data.
To effectively address the challenges I've outlined, we are calling for a European solution at the 8th Allianz Autotag, a multi-industry automobile security information center.
Mr. Kraus, can the journalists, can I feel safe driving in a connected car today?
If you have a security architecture in place which was thoroughly developed, you can trust such a car and you can use a car. And I would also sit in a car where I know this is a car which has implemented a very good security architecture.
We have to accept the car is part of an IoT. So everything what is connected will be attacked. So this is a basic rule. We cannot run away.
It was 2018 when we had 37 million connected cars, and it could be up to 110 million in 2 years, and these are only numbers concerning Europe. Are you ready? Is your industry prepared for the future?
We have to be always one step ahead of these industries. So from that point, yes, we are getting ready and we have improved significantly, but it's not an end point which we have to envision.
So I strongly believe they are now at a good position, but they need to get some more, maybe let's call it automation in place. Automation when they do software development for cars, and automation when they do testing, security testing especially. That's important because you need to meet and document you have reached a certain maturity level for your software in the car.
What would you say is the most challenging part, seeing the vehicle's whole lifetime cycle?
Yes, you have to think, if you look at the processes, you have the development phase of maybe 4 years, 5 years for the car, then it's produced for 4 years, maybe there's a facelift again. So if you add this up, you come easily to nearly 20 years or more. And then the question is, how does the IT environment develop over that long period of time? And I think that's the biggest challenge for the car manufacturers, for the automotive industry.
As I said, the list of risks is a pretty long list. Do you see chances as well, and can you give us an example?
Yeah, like obviously there are a lot of chances, like always, where there are risks, there are also chances. Now the companies, they have now a focus on this thematic. So now they're doing something in this field, and this means that there will also be side effects, which makes maybe other things inside the car more secure, like thinking about car thefts. Like if you're already touching the security of the car, like not the safety, but the security, then you can also improve, for example, your immobilizer system, and you can make it harder that a car is stolen.
Why is forensics, digital forensics, so important for US Allianz?
We need to know what kind of a cyber attack might have been happened. Was it the driver in charge, maybe at a moment of an accident? Was it a software, the connected car? Or even was it the software being manipulated by a hacker? We will still cover as an insurance, and we will be still there for the customers. Something happens even after a cyber attack. However, it's very important to know in a forensic way what have happened, if possible prevent it, learn from it, and then prevent from for the future.
It's a lot of technique and IT behind, but for the end client it's easy. We secure you and we want that the claims are covered. We want to be in the ecosystem, the center for claims, we stay there, and we will be. And it will be a connection between many parties. We have seen today Fraunhofer, universities, car manufacturers, of course, and we only together can reach the target that we can ensure claims also in the future.
Now it's your turn. You probably got some questions as well. In the case of a cyber attack on a large number of vehicles, the insurer always faces the risk of accumulation. How does the Allianz deal with this?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. I mean, accumulation risk happens in many instances, not just on cyber and cars, and for example, natural catastrophes and so on and so forth. And we deal with accumulation risk in the same way as we do that in all the other cases.
Automotive works intensively with the car manufacturers worldwide. How does this cooperation look like in terms of cybersecurity?
Now, I think it's important to say, no matter when we develop a new joint product with an automotive manufacturer or we tackle a special service feature, cybersecurity, and that includes also the integrity of customer data, is essential to us. So we make sure that both our partners and certainly Allianz commit and fulfill the highest standards of cybersecurity and data protection.
And regarding data, we are also in France giving a lot of attention to the issue of data ownership. As mentioned already before in the discussion, it is key that the data produced by the connected cars is owned by the client and not directly by the manufacturer for the benefit of the client.
Would you say that the risk can be minimized to 0%, that a car can't be used as a weapon in the future?
No, as my colleague said before, this is obviously not possible, but we can make it as hard as possible.
Actually, I can say our experience have been mixed, so different manufacturers at the moment are at different phases in terms of setting up the security management systems, but they will have to according to the law and according to the regulation which is now developed in Geneva in the UNECE.
This is important to implement appropriate security mechanisms, and that we have some requirements to use state-of-the-art security, that we have standardized processes, and to improve the overall security.
The Allianz is asking for an automotive security information center, a solution throughout Europe. Why is that important?
Yeah, first of all, the Automotive Security Information Center is something we want to see pan-European, and it should be for multi-industry players, so we can really create a network. Now, we have basically two functions we can achieve with that. The one is we can bundle competencies, and we can really also bundle and focus on the data, and over time we can build up a database. And with a database, I can price the risk in the best way for the customer. And if you look that in the next 3 to 5 years, the connected cars will triple what we have seen in the studies. This is a very important dimension and function to make risks calculable.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was the Allianz Motor Day 2020. Thank you very much for your attention, for your questions. Maybe we see each other next year again. So far, take care.